This is something that I've really come to realize as I've gotten older. It's the importance of understanding the power of consistency over time, or persistence over time. It doesn't matter what you're doing, it doesn't matter what it is, that is what's going to create change or growth, or the opposite of growth. So whatever you're trying to achieve and accomplish, that's what you have to realize is most important, is the consistency. It's very easy to be an all-star for a day. It's very easy to be successful with whatever you're trying to accomplish in a day. And it's actually pretty easy to do it for a week. But to do it for weeks, or even months, or even years, is where you start to see people fall off. Is that persistence and that consistency is what's most important. The other side of this, which is almost, it's kind of depressing, is that also applies to bad habits. So we must understand that every little thing we do every single day is leading to something else. The positive habit idea is so important. Let me give you one little simple trick that I do with something that I struggled with so much when I was younger. Losing my wallet and my keys. Anybody else struggle with this at times? Yes. So the way I helped myself from experiencing that agony of losing my keys and wallet is I put it in the exact same place every single time. So I have at my house a counter, this little area, that's where I put it. I don't put it anywhere else. When I go to my office, on top of my little fridge, that's where I put it. Or I put it on the way walking out of my office, because then I'll make sure that I don't miss it. But doing that over weeks, over months, over years, knock on wood, I haven't lost my keys and I can't even remember. But it's when we don't think about these positive habits and don't implement them is when we start to run into these obstacles that we could have prevented. Brushing your teeth. If you don't do this every single night and it's part of your regimen or your routine, then what happens? You're gonna have cavities. And it also includes eating. If you don't eat at the same time and you kind of eat whenever you want to, in my opinion, that is not something that's going to lead to success. Because what happens is we start to make our decisions based on emotion rather than our habit. And especially when we're stressed and feel down, a lot of people struggle with eating when they feel stressed or down or depressed because it makes them feel better. It creates endorphins, especially if you eat good food. But if you have that habit in place, it's going to now keep you on track to living that life that you want. And lastly, if you do fail one time, a lot of people will do what? Quit. They'll give up and say, oh, I just broke my streak. I broke my streak of 38 days and now I just failed. Well, here's the beauty of this. It's not that big a deal. Because when you look at it from a macro point of view, then you start to see the trend is still going up and you're still consistent. Now, if you went and zoomed in on that one day, you had a little blip, but just like the stock market, if you look at it from a macro view, there's always going to be some sort of growth. So I want you to always remember, if you do fail one day or even a week, you got to get back on the horse and keep that consistency and be persistent.